Hello everyone, welcome back to my channel and welcome to a long overdue update for the beauty balance. The beauty balance is my low buy for 2025. I have changed the series name from Makeup Rehab, mostly because I feel like my Makeup Rehab series did what it needed to do, and now I'm just trying to find that balance in my makeup collection. I love project panning, but I also love testing and trying new makeup from time to time, so I'm out here just trying to find a balance, getting through the old products as well as trying some new ones. I will post my intro in the cards above if you want the full dive in of how I've structured this project, low buy something, for this year, but I will give you, the cliff notes right now. I am roughly doing a 2 out 1 in product specific low buy. The 2 out can be empties, of course, or pans in more challenging items such as blush. I don't need to finish 2 blushes in order to try 1 new blush because that would never ever happen, and I love blush. In addition to that, I need to lessen my makeup drawer of shame. I did a wonderful job of that in 2024, and I mean there's not that much in there compared to years ago, but I do want to essentially have that to be just a handful of products. So in addition to using up or hitting pan on 2 items, I also need to pull in the items in that category from my makeup drawer of shame to test, love, find out if I want to keep it or not, instead of just buying something new to be added into the makeup drawer of shame. That seems pretty silly. Like last year, I also gave myself 6 exceptions, 1 exception every other month, or I can save them up and use that for maybe some Black Friday shopping, whatever I'm feeling, where it's guilt-free purchasing. It can be for a video or just because I had a really bad day. In these videos, I share my relevant makeup empties or pans, along with the products I reduced my makeup drawer of shame by, any future purchasing plans, the products I've bought, and also the products that have come in PR. I don't know if you can see behind me. I have a lot of PR to share with you today. I'm stunned, honestly. Just so I'm not completely burying the lead, I'm going to start with makeup empties, then move into purchases, and then we'll end with PR so that if you're someone who feels really uncomfortable of the thought of PR, then I can love you and leave you before the end of the video. That's kind of the order in which we're going to do things today. I do only have 4 relevant makeup empties or pans to share with you. Everything else was, I don't know, things that are not relevant. And all of these are one-offs, so I haven't earned a purchase yet. I finished off my Charlotte Tilbury Airbrush Flawless Setting Spray. This was a mini, but it counts. I really liked this. I don't love the scent. It smells kind of like cherry vodka or something, like an alcoholic drink, which I don't love, but this does set your makeup really well. I need to finish 1 more setting spray and then I am able to purchase a new one. Setting spray is not a category that I have a surplus in, and so I feel comfortable purchasing a new one after I finish a second one. Let me know if you have any recommendations. I don't know if I want to try the viral one size one, if I want to try the Huda Beauty one, if I want to go back to the OG MAC Fix Plus. Let me know your thoughts below. I will say I have a number of more hydrating mists right now, and as we are moving into summer and I'm very near finishing a second setting spray, I want something that will be good for hotter weather and makeup longevity. I finally finished my Lord & Berry lip liner. Can you see how tiny it is? I love how I use my giant forehead. It doesn't fit. Like, it will get lost in the cap now. It is completely empty. I worked on this for years. This is such an accomplishment to me. I'm very happy with this empty. Lip liner is not a category that I love, but I haven't bought lip liner in years. I received a couple in PR in the last year or so, and I feel like if I use a second one, which would also take me a really long time, I don't know if I will even manage that by the end of this year, I might let myself buy a newer formula. We'll see. I'm gonna save my most exciting empty for last. I just recently finished my NYX Thick It Stick It Thickening Brow Mascara. This is a tinted product. I had mine in the shade Brunette, and it did have fibers in it. I really liked the hold of this, and I like the tint and the fibers. This is a really great product for me, and I feel like I got a lot of use out of it. Now, if I squeeze, there is still like a little bit of product, but it is so dry and chunky that it started leaving like little pieces, like dry pieces in my brows. So I'm going to call this an empty. I certainly got my money's worth. I do need to finish another brow product before considering purchasing another one. However, this was my last tinted brow gel. So once I finish another brow product, whether it's a brow pencil or a clear brow gel, whatever, I think I will purchase another tinted brow one, and I might repurchase this, to be honest. Unless you have something new and exciting, I should try. And lastly, a bronzer empty. I'm so excited about this. I finished my mini Tarte bronzer this month, and seeing this empty pan feels so good. Even though it was a mini and it was only 3 grams of product, I do still feel like this is a great accomplishment. This had been the oldest makeup product in my collection, so now I really need to focus on the next oldest item. I feel really good about this. I did finish a bronzer last year as well, but then I kind of cheated with my low buy a little bit and bought one without finishing or hitting pan on a second one. So I crossed that off of my list since I did cheat. So I do need to hit pan or finish a second bronzer before purchasing a new one. But right now I'm having fun. Instead of immediately starting to work on the next bronzer I had in my queue, I've been shopping my stash a little bit, getting some love on just a variety of bronzers in my collection, and I've had a good time doing that. But if I hit pan on or finish a second bronzer, I then get to purchase a new one, and purchasing a new bronzer in spring, summer is just so exciting to me for some reason. So those are my relevant makeup empties. I haven't yet earned a purchase with those. However, I have earned a palette purchase. I believe I had shared with you in the last update that I had 2 eyeshadow pans, and then I now have 5 palettes here that I have been thoroughly testing and removing from my makeup drawer of shame, and I'm really happy with these. So technically I have earned a palette purchase, and it's been a couple of weeks and I have yet to do so. That is why I was saying that I think Makeup Rehab has done its job. I want to buy a palette, but I've been so focused on the palettes that I'm doing no pan left behind, the ones I'm trying to hit pan on, that unlike before, I don't really feel this intense sense of urgency to make that purchase. And I also am feeling a little hesitant, I'm only allowed to buy one, so I need to make sure I make the best choice, and I don't know if the choice that I'm gravitating towards today is the right choice, so then I don't click the button. I'm getting ahead of myself. Let me share the 5 palettes I've removed from my makeup drawer of shame, and then I'll tell you about the 3 palettes I have on my radar. I mean, there's way more than 3 palettes on my radar, but the 3 that are kind of, vying for that purchase currently, and maybe you can help me decide. First up, I have my Cosmic Brushes Winter Wonderland palette. At the beginning of this year, is that true? At least when I restarted pan those eyeshadows, I had not used this palette at all. It had been sitting in a drawer for over 6 months, which is a shame. I have not yet completely no pan left behinded this palette. I think there are 3 shades I have yet to use, but I've now reached for this palette nearly 20 times, so I feel like I have thoroughly tested this. The shades I have not used, which ones are they? No, I have used Reflection. Is it only Atmosphere? Huh. It might only be Atmosphere, which is this like really intense multi-chrome, and not gonna lie, that shade intimidates me. I have been able to use this palette a lot to go to work, is what I'm going with. And this intense multi-chrome just feels like a bit much for that. Maybe I'll just have to bite the bullet and wear it in a YouTube video or something and get used out of that shade. All that rambling to say, I really love this palette. I used it a ton in the winter and even now in spring. Though this is clearly a cool, like cold weather themed palette, it has a lot of pastels, and the blues and the purples go really well for spring looks too. So I'm still using this a lot. There are 2 Fantasy Cosmetica palettes that I've gotten a lot of use out of lately. As far as I know, I do still have a code for Fantasy Cosmetica. It's emilynmax to save you 10% off your order, and I do receive a small commission of that if you do use my code. And for all of you who have used my code in the past, I thank you so, so much. So first up I have Cradled in Ice. This is a release last year, and this is kind of like neutral adjacent. Again, this is a palette that I can use every day, especially this more mauve-y half of the palette, but even still, these like periwinkle blue shades are surprisingly wearable, at least in my opinion, and I got quite a lot of use out of this so far this year. And then the most recent palette that I have is the Monk palette, and I was drooling over this palette. I have used this palette, no pan left behind. I've used it like 3 to 5 times. I love the sunny mac and cheese yellowy oranges in here. My eye is so drawn to this palette. I am having so much fun with it. I am not ready to yet put this away, but technically I have tested it. So, and for this low buy, it like has a check mark beside it, you know what I mean? This is beautiful, and I think it's going to be so fun. I'm thinking like August, September makeup as well. Like it almost reminds me a bit of like a sunflower. I don't know. I really, really love this palette. Is this my new favorite Fantasy Cosmetica palette? It might be. I am wearing the Harvest of Souls on my eyes today, and I do love that one as well. If you can't tell, Fantasy Cosmetica is one of my very favorite brands. And then 2 older palettes that were extremely neglected in my collection and I had only reached for a handful of times previously. I have my Sydney Grace Tiny Marvels palette, which is in collaboration with Mel Thompson, and with this palette I try not to reach for it because I don't want it to not be in my collection anymore. I really love Mel Thompson's channel, and I still go back and watch some of her videos from time to time, and looking at this palette makes me feel a lot of sadness, but also nostalgia, like a good nostalgia, you know what I mean? And so I just avoid using it. But this spring I made a point to reach for it a few more times, and that's why I'm including it in this list. And then the BH Cosmetics Avocado Toast palette. I don't know why this palette was so neglected in my collection. I really like this. It has a good mix of neutrals and green shades, but I only reached for a handful of times prior. This did get pulled into my whole collection project pan, and through that project I no pan left behinded this palette and reached for another 4 to 5 times. So I feel like I have a good feel for this palette, and I miss the old BH. Now let's quickly look at the 3 palettes at the top of my wish list. First is the Bella Bar Poison Garden palette. This is very much not a summertime palette, and I think that's why I'm hesitating to purchase it. But I've only just now earned the purchase, whereas I couldn't before, and who's to say if I'll get to testing it straight away anyways. This would be so beautiful in the fall. I love these dark grungy tones, and two of my very favorite creators who I really value their opinion, Angelica Nyquist and It's Just Steph, rated these extremely highly in their palette rankings for 2024. So I definitely want to have that in my collection. I just don't know if I should purchase it right now. I've never tried the Bella Beauté Bar formula before, and it would be quite an investment dollar-wise for me, so I'm just feeling a little hesitant about it, even though I know I want to own it and I know I'm going to love it. Really, mostly it's the cost of this palette that makes me the most hesitant, but it's not like I could use my YouTube money to buy it. It's not like it's coming out of my paycheck. I don't know. Let me know your thoughts below. Speaking of Fantasy Cosmetica and me loving all of their palettes, basically, I own all the palettes except for their newest release, the Ranger palette. Now, due to the US tariffs and all of that, I completely understand why I did not get sent this most recent palette, and if I am off the PR list now, then I understand. I haven't been uploading as much either, but I have every single one of their palettes except for the newest one, and the color story makes me want it so bad. I love the like minty green with the warm reddish tones. I've seen so many beautiful looks with this palette. When I first saw it, I thought like I would be okay with not owning it, but then when I saw the swatches and the looks coming out, I just knew I needed to have it in my collection at some point. I don't feel like a ton of urgency with that, especially as I'm not like creating content with it or anything, but it is most definitely on my radar as a palette I would like to have in my collection. And I do have a bit of that collector's mentality with Fantasy Cosmetica because I've been with the brand since the very beginning, and they have some of my favorite palettes in my collection. Truly. I love their palettes, I love their color stories, I love their formula, and technically I could use my own code to purchase from their website. We'll see. Thirdly, the newest release, the Singe Beauty Agate Temptation palette. I didn't feel too tempted with the Galactic Visitor, aside from just absolutely loving Angelica Nyquist, but this palette, I don't know what it is. I know I have similar color stories in my collection. This palette screams summertime to me. It screams fun. It has the warm tones I love with the greens that I love, and I'm not even like a red eyeshadow type of gal, but my eye is constantly drawn in to that red, bright red matte. This is a palette that is only, okay, the Bella Beauté Bar one is going to be over $100 for me. The Fantasy Cosmetica one will probably be about $50 for me, and the threat of extra tariff taxes when it arrives to me, and the Singe Beauty Agate Temptation I could get on I Feel Beautiful, a Canadian indie retailer, and I think it will probably be around $60. So cost does obviously play a factor in makeup purchases. I'm leaning towards the Singe Beauty one because I feel the most urgency with that palette, even though all three of the palettes I shared with you are at like the tippy top of my wish list, and I want to own all three of them at some point, but I'm going to force myself to only purchase one for now. I am now going to kind of speedily, as fast as I can, go through the PR that I've received since the beginning of 2025. There is a lot here. I'm not going to be diving too deep into each of the products, but I want to share what I received. There will be some products ending up in a giveaway. I have a box being prepared, but I don't know like if I'm gonna wait for like a milestone or a holiday, or I don't know what the occasion for the giveaway is going to be, but some of these things I will be sharing with you all. But if you are someone that really does not like PR and don't want to watch, then I thank you so much for making it this far into today's video, and I will see you in the next one. For those of you choosing to stay, thank you so much for watching more of this video. I would love to hear your feedback as well on any type of content you would like to see with these. Do you want to see swatches? I can do that on short form and post it both here and on Instagram and TikTok. Do you want me to do like a full face-ish of first impressions? I haven't done that in a long time. Let me know in the comments below. Thank you guys so much for all the love you showed on my sponsored content with VooGlam. They did send me 5 pairs of frames that I shared with you in a YouTube video as well as some short form content, and you guys showed me so much love for that, so thank you so much. I have received 3 PR boxes from Urban Decay. I truly don't understand. I have the new Face Bond Blush Suede. They're 24/7 Glide On Eye pencils, and then their new like liquid shadows. I'm obviously going to open these up and share them with you. Last year I did receive the Face Bond foundation when that released, and it became an instant favorite. So I just feel so grateful to be receiving Urban Decay makeup. It just blows my mind, honestly. So in this first package I received, it's the Endless Sunset Flush. They sent me 3 shades of their new Face Bond matte blushes, as well as the Urban Decay All Nighter Long Lasting Setting Spray. This is an OG favorite. I love this setting spray so much, but I haven't had one in a while. They did send a card with all of the shades. And I love that there is such a variety for different preferences and skin tones. There are lighter shades, deeper shades, warm tones, and cool tones. While matte blushes are not typically my favorite, I feel like I can put a blush topper on these or just amp up my highlighter. But what is really impressive with these is how long lasting they are. So they sent me Back Talk, which is a mauve shade. Fleshed Out, which is this beautiful peach. Is it not really looking peach? There we go. This is the one that I've used a couple of times and was really impressed with the longevity. I haven't used the other shades yet. And then I have Wholehearted, which is a baby pink shade. Next, they sent me their 24/7 Glide On Eye pencils. This is a formula that I am familiar with. I do have the black shade, which I use pretty frequently. It's super creamy and long lasting, and they sent me 6 shades. These are their 6 new universal neutral shades. There are 5 mattes and 1 shimmer shade, and I most definitely don't need to keep all 6 of these. They also sent me the Eyeshadow Primer Potion, which is a classic and a favorite of mine as well. Here are swatches of the shades. I know you can't really see them that well, but I am going to go through and maybe just choose a couple that I think that adds something to my eyeliner collection, and then I will share some with you guys as well. I know I don't have a white eyeliner, so this hemp milk one is really appealing to me. I don't know if I need a shimmery one. I don't know. I don't know if I want a cool or a warm matte brown. I'm not sure. I need to take some time and also swatch the eyeliners I currently have in my collection, because a girl only needs so many of the same color, you know what I'm saying? But I will throw a couple in to the giveaway for you guys too. And then this was the most recent package. This looks so like sparkly and ethereal on this model's eyes. So this contains their new 24/7 Glaze On shadows. I'm not like the biggest fan of liquid eyeshadows, but I thought I would try one and see what I think. They also sent another primer potion, so spoiler alert, that will also be in the giveaway. They sent 3 shades: Sugar Twist, Space Cowboy Intense, and Frost Boss. Let's see. Ooh, there is 6 shimmery shades. Why cannot I not speak? And they sent me 3 of them. Ooh, Frost Boss is what this model is wearing, and that looks so gorgeous on her deeper skin tone. I'm not sure which one I want to try yet. I feel like I should try Space Cowboy Intense because that just seems like the classic shade that everyone's loving. And we have 2 more of their 24/7 Glide On pencils. These are in 2 of their like classic shades. We have Sabbath and Whiskey. So a black and a dark brown. I'm definitely going to be sharing the love with you guys because these packages were so generous, but way too much for one person. But thank you so much to Urban Decay for these 3 packages. I'm still in shock, I feel like. Dr. G actually sent me 2 moisturizers. This one is the Red Blemish Clear Soothing Cream, and they also sent me a clear hydrating one, which I'm actually using right now. I did use the other moisturizer for the first time last night and really enjoyed how it applied on the skin. I will say I absolutely love Korean skincare, so I had no doubt that I was going to love these. I only used one of the 2 moisturizers one time so far, so I do not have a review, but keep your eye out probably on Instagram for a review of these moisturizers, but so far, so good. As we already chatted about, Fantasy Cosmetica did send me their Monk palette earlier this year. I do have an affiliate code with the brand, emilynmax. I've already given my review on this earlier in today's video. Absolutely love this. NYX sent me like a really nostalgic looking package. Once again, mind blown to receive a package from NYX at all, but this looks like an old school like J14 magazine or something. We have some temporary tattoos, there's quizzes and stuff in here. I used to look forward to buying these and like putting the posters up on my wall every month. I love a good magazine. We have liners based on your zodiac sign. I just think that this is so funny. But the actual makeup they sent to me, which I kind of forgot, was more eyeliners. I have 5 more eyeliners to share with you. I have their Epic Ink Liner, the waterproof version, in the shade Graham Cracker, which is a warm, deep brown. It's almost like a reddish looking brown. I think that this is going to be beautiful. They sent me 2 of their jumbo eye crayons. I never tried these back in the day, so I cannot wait to use them. They sent me the classic Milk shade as well as Frosting. I think I'm going to keep Milk to try, and I'm going to share Frosting with you guys. And then 2 of their Vivid Rich Mechanical liners. We have a nude shade, which is called Quartz Queen, and then this like olivey green, which is called It's Giving Jade. I can't wait to try these ones as well. Thank you so much, NYX, for sending me this package. It felt really nostalgic and just put a smile on my face. We are nearing the end. We have 2 more packages to share with you. Thank you if you've made it this far. And leave me a yellow or an orange heart if you have made it to this point in today's video. I got another PR package from Lancome. I have been consistently getting some packages from this brand for a little while now, and it still blows my mind. This is their new mascara, and it came with this really cool package. It's like a big ruler, and then the mascaras in the bottom here. This is their new Lash Idol Flutter Extension Mascara, and I cannot get it out of here. Nope, can't get it out right now without busting a nail. I really love the classic Lashy Doll mascara, so I'm interested in trying this one. It does look like it gives a more fluttery, more natural lash look to it, and I'm hoping for some length out of this mascara, and I thought that this box was really fun. And lastly, I received a package from L'Oreal. I could cry. Every time I receive a PR package, it feels fake, not real, like it's from another dimension or something. A bubble mailer from L'Oreal Canada. And they also sent me along their new mascara. I'm stocked on eyeliner and mascara for life, I swear. This is the L'Oreal Paradise Big Deal Mascara with a cross conic brush. The brush actually looks really interesting, though I will say it looks different on this than it does on this. So that's kind of funny. It is for the same thing. Make your lashes a big deal. The new Paradise Big Deal Mascara for endlessly buildable volume and length. No clumps, no matter how much you layer. They have bare with 15 strokes and 30 strokes of mascara. And again, this looks different than this. It is a different model, to be fair, but I kind of like how that looks. I do love a good volumizing mascara for buildable volume and length. I'm really looking forward to trying this out. Thank you so much to all of the brands that sent me PR. I cannot believe it, and I'm so grateful, and I can't wait to share some of these goodies with you guys too. Let me know if there's anything specific you would like to see me use in an upcoming video. I'm really wanting to step away from only posting project panning content. However, I just don't have the time. I need to make the time. That's what needs to happen. I'm overwhelmed with the amount of love that you guys have been showing me along with these brands. I feel so grateful, and I'm going to stop rambling now. If you did enjoy today's video, please do give it a thumbs up so that I know, and I will see you in my next one. Bye.